Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 are one of the best games in my opinion. They have a good plot and a pretty hard game in general. Today I will attempt to beat it with the use of only Pokemon who evolve via stones. Evolutionary stones were a part of Pokemon from Generation 1, and many new Pokemon were added every generation who evolve with some sort of evolution stone. I was originally planning to upload Pokemon Heart Gold with Psychic types. I tried and it will take some time. I might consider ditching it, who knows. If we talk about the encounters, we have a large amount of encounters available. But I will limit myself to using only one unique evolution, so I can use only 9 evolution lines, as till Gen 5 we have 9 different kinds of evolution stones. Additional rule is that I can choose from the Pokemon who evolve by a particular stone, meaning even if Staryu is available before Poliwhirl, I can still choose Poliwhirl as my water stone encounter. Also, there are only 8 encounters in Black 2 as Dawnstone encounters are Snorunt and Kirlia, both of which are not available in Black and White 2. And I will not be revealing the encounters I'll be choosing. You guys will know when I encounter it. And here is a full rule set of the challenge, so please take a minute to read. I start off by picking a starter, Tepig. Next, I beat my rival so he runs off. After being traumatized by Alder brutally treating his legs, I go and catch my starter, a Sunkern. Yeah, this little con is the worst Pokemon I have ever seen. Just look how it struggles to beat a level 2 Patrat. Enough of roasting Lemon, now we have a difficult rival battle as he is using a Oshawott, a water type. I put it to sleep with Grass Whistle and set up Ingrain and the Groot. And look how pitiful Absorb does with a super effective Stab +1 Sunkern. I just could not get past this battle. I lost every attempt except this one where Lemon hangs on 1 HP as Ingrain comes in clutch and he keeps using Tail Whip for our victory. With this much struggle, I doubt I can even get past Shirin's gym leaders, so I reset. This time I chose Tepig as my encounter and skipped Sunkern till I get my next encounter. And if you think this is unfair, shut up, this is fair game. After the entire opening scene, I go and battle Shirin. I set up some defense skulls on his Patrat and take the Patrat out with Tackle. Now for the Lillipup, I can freely use Tackles as he will try to match my defense buffs with Work Up, while I finish him with Tackle. After which we get the TM for Return and Work Up and head towards Warbank City. Here I get my first encounter, a Growlithe, who I name Mango. And of course he doesn't have Intimidate, why would he have it? After boxing Tepig and doing a little bit of training, I challenge Roxy. He first sends in Coughing, Flame Wheel does a quarter and Assurance does pitiful damage even after it getting a boost by moving second. Few more Flame Wheels takes out the Coughing and her Whirlpeed being a Buck type goes down to some more Flame Wheels after stalling with Protect and we get our second gym badge. Remember me telling Black 2 and White 2 are one of the best games of Pokemon? Well, the only thing that holds back is this. Just look at it. After that horrendous experience, I go to Warbank City and chase Team Plasma out of the city and make way towards Castelia. Here, I take the amulet coin, talk with Iris, go to Sewers to pick up the leftovers, confront Team Plasma and meet this Berg, whatever you want to call him. After the Team Plasma stuff, I go to the center of Castelia City where I can get my next encounter. The problem is we get 2 encounters here. One Cottonee, which is a 20% chance of encountering, which we can also get later on, and the other one is Eevee, who is only found at this place with a mere encounter rate of 5%. And in my couple of encounters, I get myself a Eevee before Cottonee. I will be honest, I was very happy when I encountered it and named it Blueberry, according to its evolution. So comment on what do you think will it evolve into. I think it is obvious, but still. And can I say how much easier it is to train Pokemon in Unova, as Audino can be found at every corner of the region and this thing gives a lot of experience. Also while training Eevees and Audinos, I actually encounter a wild Whimsicott. I didn't know we can get them directly. Cool. Now Burke can be easy as well as tough. Why you might be thinking? Well, he has Buck types and I have a Fire type. But he also has a Dwebble, a part Rock type, and it has Rock Smash, a 60 base per Rock move, which hits Growlithe hard. So what I did was go to Route 4 and encounter a bunch of new Pokemon and get the item Eevee. Here is a picture of it. But this is a semi-perfect strategy as a crit can kill Growlithe in one hit. With this, I go and challenge Bug. His lead is a Swadloon who is squad weak to fire type attacks, so one Flame Wheel squashes the Bug. Next he sends Dwebble, and if he continuously goes for Smackdown, then Growlithe is probably dead, as it opens up too many possibilities for a crit. The first Flame Wheel does more than a quarter of his health while he uses Rock Polish. Now, thanks to the boost, he outspeeds me and Smackdown takes out a chunk of Growlithe's health. And I use Return, Flame Wheel will knock him down to Potion Rage, and if that happens, then a Doggo will lose a little bit more health, as Leavanny can outspeed Growlithe, and if I don't have enough health to tank its attacks, then Growlithe goes down. Also, Flame Wheel is a range to kill Leavanny from full health. So I use Flame Wheel and Dwebble goes down to a critical hit. Well, I'm not sure if that was needed or not, but I'll take it. Now Leavanny does outspeed and use Cut, but we survive, and judging by the damage, if the Flame Wheel does not kill Leavanny, then I might be in trouble. But I get a higher roll and he goes down to a single blow. Pretty intense for fire type against the bug type gym. With the third badge, I get the item experience share and challenge Colress to a battle. His Magnemite has 30, so I had to use Reversal to break it and he paralyzes me. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I had never been gone through this level of misery. I was paralyzed for not one, not two, but 3 consecutive turns. How is this happening? At the end, all went well and I went deathless. Next, I pick up the TM for Dig, which is going to be very useful later on. Now, I know this sounds weird, but I go back to Castelia City and catch a Cottony. I trade it with a Petlil on Route 4. I don't know if I can use this or not, but the real reason for the trade is it holds a power anklet. Here's the picture of it. Now I catch a Minchino in Route 5 Hidden Grotto and not in the grass, as this gets the ability Skill Link. Well, if you thought I would explain, then here is the picture. You know, he's grey in color and grape closely matches the word grey, so he is named Grape. Now in Lost Lawn Forest, we actually get to Cartoon. He is also available later on. And also Pansage, who I am deciding to catch. So I catch him in the Rustling Grass, as Cottony is not available in the Rustling Grass, so I can guarantee a Pansage. I name him Broccoli. What else can you name a Pansage? Now I actually thought that the first building with the roller coaster was the gym. Heck, I even went back and healed and came back for absolutely nothing. Now, Elisa can be easy, as literally everyone of my team can learn Dig. But the problem is Volt Switch. She leads with Emolga as I send Eevee. I use Work Up whilst she Volt Switches into Fluffy. I use Dig and she misses her Thunder Wave. It tanks the Dig and the static kicks in, paralyzing Eevee, so that Thunder Wave is useless. Now I go for Bite as she Volt Switches into Emolga and I stay paralyzed. Next she Volt Switches again and I use Bite, which thankfully hits, taking out the sheep. Now she sends Emolga, who will go for Volt Switch, so I send in Pansage while she switches into Striker. Now I switch to Growlithe and she uses Flame Charge, which boosts my fire type attacks due to Flash Fire. Now Flame Wheel might kill it. I use Flame Wheel, which crits. Guess we will never know. She next sends Emolga, her last Pokemon. Volt Switch does big damage and Flame Wheel brings it to almost Potion Rage. Now I send in Pansage and use Leech Seed, guaranteeing my victory. And try to stall it with Dig, so Pansage can slowly sap the last bits of health it has, winning me a sloppy victory against Elisa. A ramp walk later and we battle Team Plasma again. While battling, Pansage levels up to 31 and learns Acrobatic, his last useful move. After a rival's emotional story about his sister's Pokemon, I finally evolve my first Pokemon, and Pansage also grows the broccoli on his head. Nice. Now, Gen 5 introduced the new style of battling, rotation battles, which are nothing but annoyance and a major difficulty in Nuzlocks. I was also close to losing Broccoli against the Sigilyph, because due to a poor prediction, but luckily nothing went wrong. Now I go to the city which has the best music in the game. Just listen to it. Now we first get battled by Rude, a Team Plasma X member. Well, he was no problem, and then he offers me a Zorua, which apparently is one of N's Pokemon. We ignore him and go towards Charstone Cave, where we get a shiny stone. I also teach Minchino Seed Bomb, as it can learn that move. And when it levels up to 31 and learns Wake Up Slap, I evolve him into a Chinchino. He's going to be a great asset to the team as he learns Bullet Seed and Rock Blast, which are two amazing moves, and I also get a Moonstone. Now, Clay can be tough as his Excadrill hits very hard in general, and it is also not weak to Seed Bomb. Well, with a strategy I go and battle him. He leads with Crocorock with Intimidate while I send Broccoli to hit the Intimidate. As I gave him a balloon, he is immune to Bulldoze, so Crocorock will use a random move. When I switch to Grape. Now a Miracle Seed boosted Seed Bomb will take him out in one hit, and next comes his Sand Slash. I hit a Seed Bomb doing massive damage while his Bulldoze lowers my speed, and well, I did not take into consideration the damage caused by Crocorock, so I thought Grape can leave a crit. Well, I send in Simisage and finish it with a Seed Bomb. So much for 0 deaths. Now his Excadrill will see the balloon and not use Bulldoze and use a random move, which gives me the perfect opportunity to finish him with 2 digs, plus a Seed Bomb and a dig. Well, I went in less prepared and got punished, but that could have gone more worse. After this we have to participate in a world tournament, which is very risky for Nuzlocke, but I am pretty over leveled at this point, so nothing bad happened. After battling Team Plasma in a pirate ship, we get thrown out by these ninja guys or whatever you want to call them. After I see a Cobalion go catch a Dynamo in Charstone, which took me hours to find as he is only a 2% chance. And remember that she has the ability to levitate. So Chinchino's sacrifice was just a waste. Well, now that it matters. Now Chirin gives us the HM for Surf, which opens us the opportunity to get a Water Stone. And finally evolve my Eevee into a Vaporeon. This sprite is something else. Now I go and buy a bunch of super repairs and do this for hours. I was doing this for gems, which are going to make this run a lot better and easier. While finding for gems, I actually get a Fire Stone, which is like less than 1% chance. Training Lemon is the worst thing, as this evolves at level 39 and gains experience very slowly, and look how it struggles against an Audino, who is 6 levels below it. After a painful grind, I finally reach Mistralton City, where Professor Juniper gives us the Master Ball and we can go catch our next encounter, a Litwick, who I name Velvet. Professor Juniper also gives us a Lucky Egg, which is going to make grinding even more easier. And I also pick up the TM for Will-O-Wisp in the Celestial Tower. And while training, Velvet tries to learn Memento, which I happily decline. After all the final preparations, I make it to Mistralton City Gym. And this has one of the coolest puzzles in my opinion. She revolves around strategic movement. As of strategic, the battle with Skyla is also a very strategic one. By the way, Dynamo evolves while going through the gym trainers. Now, Skyla sends out a Swoobat and I send Lemon, and she knocks him out with an electric gem boosted spark. Next she sends Swanna, which disrupts my plan a bit as she should have sent her Skarmory next. Well, Lemon tanks a Bubble Beam which lowers her speed, and one spark takes out the Swan. Now I wall switch Lemon into Vaporeon and break the Sturdy, and one Surf takes out the Skarmory, winning me the battle. Now we hop on a plane and go to Lentumis town and pick up the TM for Shadow Ball behind the Strange House, which I teach to Velvet. Also I enter the Strange House to pick up the Dusk Stone, and this is where the ghost from Black and White at Castilla City resides, which is a pretty good ending to the ominous way they showed that girl in Black and White. And go through Reversal Mountain and reach Underla town where we have a rival battle. But before that, Velvet evolves to Lampert at level 41 and I immediately evolve him into a Chantal, since the only move who learns now are Curse and Pain Split with Overheat. Well, I think I did not address this before, but he has a massive special attacks that rivaling even legendaries. And also, this is the perfect Pokemon, as the last time we got a perfect Heracross in Buck type only challenge in Pokemon Ruby. This time, Chantal has a timid nature with max speed IVs, which is more than perfect for his decent speed. I ignore a Cobalion and reach Lacunosa town, where this old woman tells a story about a monster who would run wild at night eating people and Pokemon, so the ancestors build a huge wall to prevent it. A very similar story to a boy who transforms into a big monster and protects mankind. I meet this guy who says he won 999 times and we are the next one. Well, he just got burned by my fire types, and I ignore a Vaporeon and meet Iris in Opposite City. Next, while training for the gym, Growlithe finally levels to level 45 and learns Flare Blitz, so I can evolve him into an Arc-9. Drayden can be a tough one as well as an easy one. Why? Well, see Arcanine's moveset. For some odd reason, Growlithe learns Outrage. Well, guess now you know my strategy. Drayden first sends Druddigon while I send Chandelure. Now, if the Will-O-Wisp misses, then things can get pretty bad. And it does. Now, I take the risk of missing another Will-O-Wisp, and if it misses, then Chandelure is going down. And it hits, so now Chandelure survives a crunch with the help of a Citrus Berry. Next, I switch into Simisage and set up a Leech Seed, and switch into Vaporeon and stall it till its HP is low enough, and on his healing turn, I button pass to Lemon and hit a Spark. Now I had to Volt Switch Lemon into Simisage, but I had forgot to teach him the move. Well, not too bad, as I killed it with a Spark and hard switch into Vaporeon for his Flygon. And I can't risk another burn miss, as even if burn hits, Chandelure is not going to survive a hit. Now Vaporeon uses button pass and safely brings in Simisage for the Leech Seed and stall it with the Dig. But at last he uses a Dragon Tail which forces Lemon out, and then I switch into Vaporeon when Flygon uses his last Rock Slide. For Haxorus, I button pass and safely bring in Arcanine where he uses Dragon Dance. Drayden gets greedy and sets up another Dragon Dance while a Dragon Gem boosted Outrage takes him out. This fight was pretty intense, and I liked the fact that all of our team members played an important role in the gym battle. Now Team Plasma blasts Icebugs on Opposite City and we beat Zinzolin in the battle. Then I go through Marine Tube to challenge the 8th gym leader Marlin with his water types. He starts with Caracosta while I send Lemon. Spark does about a quarter and he uses Scald, which does not burn. Then a Volt Switch takes out the Caracosta while I send Vaporeon for his Wailord. I button pass into Lemon again and 2 Sparks takes out the Wailord while he spams Amnesia. Next his Jellicent burns Lemon using Scald, which does not matter though, as I use Volt Switch and send Simisage. A Seed Bomb takes him out, giving me my last gym badge. After ignoring a Terrakion, there is more Steam Plasma stuff. We go to that pirate ship where Levin finally learns Coil so I can evolve him into an Electros. This thing is amazing. He has the potential to sweep the entire Elite Four. Anyway, after beating Zinzolin in a double battle, we get thrown out of the ship and they fly away. Next I go to Giant Chasm, where after beating some Team Plasma members, I can catch my last encounter, Raspberry the Clefairy, who evolve into a Clefable. Now finally we have a team of 6 Pokemon, and the next moment I see Simisage gets doubled in a double battle and dies. After that I go and defeat Zinzolin again. Some people don't know when to quit. He was the one who said that. And here we are. Now I battle Colress. I start with my newly acquired Electros while he sends his Magneton and paralyzes Lemon. Well, he breaks through and uses Volt Switch to break his sturdy. Next I send Chandelure, who finishes it with a Flame Burst. Next he sends his Metang, who always uses Agility. And 2 Shadow Ball takes him out with even plus 2 speed, he couldn't outspeed me. Next Klinklang also gets 1 hit by Flame Burst. And for his Behem, I send Electros who tanks a Psychic and finishes him with a Dark Gem boosted Crunch. For Magnezone I Volt Switch to break his sturdy and a Flare Blitz from Arcanine takes him out. Now we directly head to Giant Chasm where Kyurem is held. And Jetsis was about to glaciate me when suddenly N arrives with his Zekrom, who gets absorbed by Kyurem, so now we have to fight him. Black Kyurem goes down no problem with a Volt Switch and Flare Blitz. And now we have to battle Getsis. The battle starts off with Electros using a Dark Gem boosted Crunch to take out Coffer Grigus in 2 hits while he tries to Toxic, but a Pecha Berry heals me. Next he sends his Seismitoad and 2 Earthquake nearly takes out Vaporeon while I trade for the burn from Scald. Next I switch to Electros for his Earthquake and start setting up Coil as he does very little damage. After 3 coils, Seismitoad goes down to a Crunch. Drapion goes down to a Spark, and for Hydreigon I Volt Switch to Arcanine and take him out with an Outrage. Now he brings his own Electros while I am locked in an Outrage, but I snap out in 2 turns and switch to Clefable and set up a light screen. Next I switch to Chandelure when he hits a nasty Crunch, lowering my defense. Now Shadow Ball takes care of Electros and he sends his Toxic Rogue. Here I choke pretty bad. I switch to Arcanine on a Poison Jab, which poisons. So now if I use a Flare Blitz, Arcanine will also die. And my team was also broken. I switched to Velvet on a Brick Break, and thankfully Willowy's plants will use a Sucker Punch. Now I use a Shadow Ball, which Toxic Broke barely survives with a burn damage. And I had completely forgot that he has a full restore, so I tried to stall the burn to not get hit with a Sucker Punch and switch. He heals, and now I'm completely dumbfounded. I had to sacrifice Raspberry and send Velvet again. And the worst thing happens, Willowy misses twice and Velvet goes down. If I had just used 2 Shadow Balls, it would have survived. Now I send Lemon, who can survive a Poison Jab and do some cheap damage. And the worst thing happens again. Poison Jab poisoned, so Lemon also goes down. Next, I finished this with a Bulldoze from Arcanine. This was a straight up massacre. Now I only have 2 Pokemon remaining. I'm not sure if I can even beat Elite 4 or even reach it with the 2 as I'm at over level. But I can catch another team member, as I thought we would get the Waterfall after Elite 4. But N gave us the HM for Waterfall before the Elite 4. So I go to Abundant Shine and catch a Cottony. He has a bold nature which can be good. And of course he does not have Prankster. Why would he have it? By the way, the badge checking in this game is one of the coolest, in my opinion. They do this like scanning to find a badge. Now I do hours of Eevee training, as if I want to have a chance at beating the Elite 4, then I must do some serious training. Whimsicott and Vaporeon both get max HP and special attack Eevee training, while Arcanine gets max speed and attack. I gave Whimsicott HP because it is already very fast and can outspeed every Elite member's Pokemon without any EVs. And at the end of the Victory Road, my rival surprises me, as I did not know that we have a battle here. And my team was not healed. Well, at the start of the battle, his Unpleasant U-turns into Bouffalant while I tried to burn it with Scald and get a critical hit. Well, another Scald would take the bull out, but Vaporeon managed to get another crit to kill the bull. Next, she sends Simisage. While I switch to Arcanine, a Flare Blitz takes him down and he sends his Samurott and hit a Surf. But Whimsicott is too underleveled to tank it. Well, if you thought this is the end, I send Vaporeon, which gets healed by his Surf due to water absorb. And I use Scald, which crits again. Well, Vaporeon is putting a lot of work here. And I use another Scald, which also crits. Vaporeon is avenging his fallen friends, I guess. Next, Unpleasant uses a Swagger and goes down to an Ice Beam. Well, here is the team before the Elite 4. A basic Fire Water Grass core. I also reached my Pokemon, so at least I can have a level advantage. First, I challenged Marshall. I start off with Vaporeon as he sends Throw. I set up a Work Up and a Rain Dance and Button Toss to Whimsicott, who has an Expert Build. So Throw goes down to a Hurricane. Next, I was banking on him sending all his Pokemon before Sock. He actually sends Minshao and Conkeldurr before Sock. And Arcanine used an extreme speed to break his sturdy while he uses Brick Break and Payback, while I kill it with a Flare Blitz. And also a HP to spare after the recoil. Next, I challenge Chantal, which is probably the luckiest battle. So she sends her Cofrogrigus and I start with Vaporeon. And apparently it can learn Sunny Day. I set up a Sunny Day and switch to Whimsicott, and Cofrogrigus misses a Will-O-Wisp. Next turn, I set up a Growth, which a Sun boost attacks by his 2 stages. He misses his Will-O-Wisp again. Next, I sweep her team with Shadow Ball, and that's Chantal. Next, I battle Caitlyn. I start off with Arcanine, where she sends Musharna. I use extreme speed while she yawns. Next, a Dark Gem boosted Crunch takes the Musharna out while my little dog goes to sleep. It does not matter though, as I switch to Vaporeon on her Runicless Psychic. Next, I set up a Sunny Day and switch to Whimsicott on an Energy Ball. After a Growth, her entire team goes down to an Expert Belt boosted Shadow Ball. Now, the last Elite 4 is Grimsley. So I start off the battle with Arcanine while he leads with Liepard. After a Fake Out, a Flare Blitz Okos the cat. He sends his Crocodile with Intimidate. Well, someone in our team lacks the ability, making it a bit harder. I switch into Vaporeon, who takes a massive Earthquake, but one Scald was enough to beat him. Next, he sends Crafty. I switch to Arcanine on a Brick Break and burn it with a Will-O-Wisp. Then his Rock Tomb barely does anything. Next, I switch to Whimsicott and set up a Sunny Day and set up 2 Growths and finish him with a Solar Beam. Next, his Bishop hits hard with Exceeder and goes down to a Solar Beam. Now, Iris can be very tough, as she has a very hard-hitting Dredigan with Life Orb, an illegal Hydreigon, and also a Haxorus with hardly a focus sash. Well, I had a strategy. But there is one crit that I must dodge. I start off with Arcanine and use Outrage, which leaves Hydreigon with a Sliver. The crit which I have to dodge is this Surf, and our dog survives it. Now she heals and Outrage brings him back to the red, and one more Outrage takes the Hydreigon down, and Arcanine gets confused. A Persim Berry heals its confusion, and she sends Aggron, where a Will-O-Wisp had to hit, and it does. And Arcanine survives a Rock Slide with a little HP. Now, Arcanine uses Flare Blitz and sadly gives the ultimate sacrifice. Next, Whimsicott comes, and you guessed it, I use Sunny Day and 2 growths while it tries to outspeed or automatize. Now, till I had set up 2 growths, Aggron goes down to the burn damage. Next, she sends Dredigan, which goes down to a Solar Beam. Her Lapras also comes and goes down to a Solar Beam. Now the sun fades, and she sends her Haxorus. Whimsicott uses Shadow Ball to break his focus sash, and now has to make the ultimate sacrifice. Oh, never mind, Whimsicott is in a mood of destruction. Archshox also goes down to a Shadow Ball. Well, the real strategy was to break the sash with Whimsicott, and after Whimsicott dies, Vaporeon will clean up the rest of her team with Ice Beam. Never mind, yes, Whimsicott gets to live. I did the math, and it's the plus defense nature which made Whimsicott survive the attack. Well, I choked pretty bad at Getsy's fight, and at that point I was not even sure if I could beat the Elite Four or not. This challenge has also given me newfound respect to Whimsicott and also to support moves like Baton Pass. And also comment down below who do you think is the MVP of this run. Maybe Whimsicott, who mopped the floor in the Pokemon League, or Arcanine, who carried us from the start. Well, for me it's N. Why? Well, he was the one who gave me the HM for Waterfall, due to which I was able to catch Whimsicott. And about the challenge, well, I would not recommend to try this challenge if you are new to this Nuzlocking. It needs strategic plays, as even the Pokemon itself are pretty mediocre except like Vaporeon and Chantal. But if you are in a mood to take a real hard challenge, I would recommend you try this out. And if you have watched till now, it means you have enjoyed this video, then why not consider subscribing. Also, it would be very much appreciated if you comment on a run you would like me to do. So, see ya.